Hey there, YouTube. This is Jay Hooves here, bringing you Rogue Legacy. Now, this is a game that I've been playing a lot recently. I've sunk in a lot of time, and I've been enjoying it. And I thought, why not make a series on it? So, I made a new game. Skip the tutorial so you guys don't have to see that, and I think I'm just gonna jump in. Alright, so as you can see in the top left, this is obviously the first game of this, so I'm just gonna enter. Now this is a roguelike, or a roguelite, I guess. I guess it's not full roguelike. Basically meaning that every time I die, I start a new game. And I just use the money and stuff that I got from the previous game to further increase my stats and power, basically. And I try and defeat all the bosses. So, yeah, I'll explain it further as I go through. And I will be looking at all the journals and reading them, just to kind of show you guys. Journal entry 1. Treason! An assassin has wounded my father, the king. To bring order back to the kingdom, he has sent my siblings and I on a quest to save him. Together, we will venture into the cursed woods and enter Castle Hamson. This cursed castle has stood on the edge of the woods since time immemorial, but rumors say that within it dwells an item which will cure any ailment. Tonight I will get a head start over my brothers and sisters and set forth on my quest while they lay asleep. To fail this quest would be an embarrassment to my name. Okay, so as I continue on in the game, more and more journal entries will be found written by the prince, and you'll see the prince's character develop more and more as we go through the game. And how this series will work is I will do like the first couple of games and record them, but as it continues on and it becomes longer and longer and more grindy, I'll start skipping some of the farming and probably just start recording whenever I'm trying to fight a boss. Unless you guys want to see everything, which I don't know if you necessarily would. If you would like to see every single thing and have me record every bit of this and not skip over some of the more tedious stuff, then tell me in the comments, I guess. But as it stands now, I'll just skip to when I'm fighting bosses and things of that nature. And obviously I'm starting out fairly weak. With my current setup, I'm not even going to go for that. Fairy chests are different. They're basically you need to complete a challenge in order to get the chest, and this is take no damage and to get to the chest. And all of those black platform things or gray platform things are spike traps, and with the current setup I have now, I'm not even going to risk that. I hate these platforms. Anyway, yeah, because after a while this game begins to get a little samey, so it may not be the most interesting thing to watch. Oop. Oh, okay. Well, as far as first runs go, that didn't go too great. I do not like those platforms because in order to get them to work, you need to hit it spot on with a downward hit, and that's not very fun. Oh, anyway, first run didn't go that great. Whoa. Just exited me out to the opening screen. That was weird. Alright, well, here is the part of the game where I get to choose the next adventure to go into the dungeon. And a thing that makes this game very interesting is that every character you choose is a descendant of your previous hero. So the original, then his son, then his son or daughter. It could be a daughter, but all of these are guys. Well, anyway, each one of the descendants can have a defect, like this one is a hypochondriac. You tend to exaggerate. I'm still not quite sure what all of these mean, so I'm not quite sure what a hypochondriac does, but most, if not all of these, have some sort of effect, whether it be cosmetic or an actual thing that affects gameplay. Now this one is bald. As you can see, this guy has a red tassel thing on his head, while this guy doesn't. And he's also nearsighted, which makes things that are farther away blurry, which is a pain. And this is a descendant that has gigantism. Obviously he's larger, making him have a larger hitbox, but he can also reach farther. So all of these have plus sides and downsides. I'm going to pick the knight because he's the most balanced and my favorite for this early in the game. And here's the beginning of your manor. And there we go. Unlock the smithy. This is the beginning of the manor, and the manor is here to upgrade your stats, get new classes, things of that nature. See, I can upgrade my health, or I could upgrade my mana. I'm going to choose health, because that's the most useful at the moment. And every time you upgrade a new part, you unlock another thing that you can upgrade, and you can upgrade the knight into a paladin, which will allow it to block attacks, which is useful. And as you can see, unlike last time, this guy is here, and this is the smithy. Welcome, hero. Maybe you can help me. I used to be the greatest blacksmith in all of the lands. But one day, the monsters of this castle attacked my smithy and stole all my blueprints. Without those blueprints, I can only make cutlery and stuff. Please, bring back any blueprints you find, and I can build the most amazing equipment ever. At a price, of course. And here's something, well, not something, but the blacksmith, which allows you to buy gear, like armor and weapons and things of that nature, which is a faster way of affecting your stats other than just upgrading them slowly at the manor. And here's Karen or Chiron? Karen. Charon. Charon. Tron. I don't know. Let's call him Sharon. One must pay the toll. And here's the fun part. You have to give him all your money every time you enter. Which means I have to give him my whopping 30 gold. Not a big deal, but that becomes a pain later on as you get more and more money every run. And back in. And, by the way, the map is in the top right hand corner of the screen there. And while what was I trying to say? Let me start over. The map randomly generates every time. You don't walk into the same dungeon twice. It's always randomized with random rooms and random places. So it gets kind of hectic. And also, if you see right here, you can see that right now we're in the castle part. And then there's the forest that is always to the right of the castle, the tower, which is above the castle, and the dungeon, which is below the castle. All these are levels, and each one holds a different boss. And I took stupid damage. And more stupid damage. Sorry if I'm not playing the best. I'm used to having all of the awesome stuff from my more advanced game. But, oh well, I will make do. Alright, so as you can see, every item that I break has a chance of giving me something, whether it be something that regenerates health or money. This is a fun room. And like I said, as I get later on in the game, I'll start getting more and more things that should make the traversing of this dungeon a little easier. There we go. As you can see, there's many enemy types, each one with a different set of attacks and AI and stuff. Sweet, I found a chest. Alright, so as you can see, maybe it's interestingly this early on, but as it gets further and further, it can get kind of samey. Well, to watch, I guess, but it's fun to play. And this is one of the games where I'm not going to go for this fairy chest again because I hate the downward strikes. Any of you that know this game may be getting irritated at me that I'm not going for the fairy chest, but I am a coward and don't like taking risks. And fairy chests are most of the time hard to get. But this is one of these games that I tend to get slightly angry with, so that may be happening as time goes on in this series. I get mad at myself and everything having to do with this. So, prepare for that one. It was actually a fairly good run. I'm getting a bit of money. All of which is useful to get more and more upgrades. My plans for this series will be to actually beat the game, kill all the bosses, and get to the end room. I haven't quite done that on my game that I play just for fun, but that'll be later. And here's a more fancy chest. It'll have more stuff in it. Ooh! Okay, we just found a blueprint for the smithy. This is a blood cape, and I'll show you what it does next time I go to the smithy. But I think I'm going to end this episode once this round is over. And you see this is a waypoint, just so I can teleport back to the beginning of the dungeon or some other waypoint that I find later on. But this room is the room that is in between the two zones. So this is where the tower starts. As you can see, it's scary and there's other enemies. I'm not going there yet because I'm only level 2 and I would be instantly destroyed. Yeah, another fairy chest which I will probably die on, but why not try? Okay. Things have gone better. This is terrifying, but I found a sweet spot. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna die here, probably. This is the end of the... This is the end of this run. Alright, that went fairly well. Sir Hero was slain by a Planky. Truly a valiant death. And every time you die, they give you some piece of advice that really isn't necessary for me at this point. I'm unsure of why it keeps on putting me back to the title screen. But oh well. Not important. Alright, now we have a girl here. Alright, another hypochondriac. Permaroided. Attacks knock enemies further, so hypogonadism. And I apologize in advance for my butchering of all of these words. They are not the most fun to read out loud. And endomorph, you're so heavy, enemies can't knock you back. I'm having a tough time with words today, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And, ooh, new class that you have not seen, Sir Judson the Barbarian. 2 left hands, can't cast spells, and a giant. The Barbarian is cool because he just has a ton of health as compared to all the other classes. So that's nice, but he doesn't do quite as much damage as the Knight. But I did say that this would be the last run. I'm going to choose the Barbarian, and I'll just buy my upgrades here. And then after I'm done buying the upgrades, then I'll just end the episode. Just gonna get a bunch of health. Too much health is never a bad thing. Well, anyway, I am going to end it here. Next episode I will pick up where I left off and continue on. So say in the comment section below if you would prefer to have me record everything that I do. If you don't want to see every single thing and want me to skip the tedious farming, then I will. So say that in the comment section. If nobody says anything, then I'm just gonna skip it. So yeah, that's the end of this episode. Can't think of anything else to say. So yeah, and by the way, I'm still going to be doing my Kerbal Space Program on top of this. I just thought I should play other games to kind of widen the variety of games that are on my channel to appeal to more than just me. Because I like Kerbal Space Program, but that's not everybody's cup of tea. Alright, well, anyway. Rhyming. That's the end of this episode, so I will see you guys next time.